وبالله ومن الله.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be on the noblest of the prophets Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, his companions, and all those who follow in righteousness to the day of reckoning. I take this opportunity to welcome you to another edition of Ramadan in 10 minutes on RAANOD TV. We are grateful to Allah for how far He has brought us, and since the beginning of this year's Ramadan, we've just been taking a few reminders about the month of Ramadan, and sometimes we keep repeating these reminders so that it serves as a motivation for you and I. And the first 10 days we focus on the lives of some of the previous prophets. In the second 10 days of Ramadan, we focus on useful lessons to be learned from the life of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in these last 10 days of Ramadan, we are focusing on lessons to be learned from some of the companions. Today, we want to learn about the companion by name Abdullah ibn Salam, radiallahu anhu. Abdullah ibn Salam. Who was Abdullah ibn Salam, and what lessons can we learn from his life? Abdullah ibn Salam was previously or formerly known as Al-Hussein ibn Salam. He was a Jewish rabbi, someone who has learned the Jewish religion very well. He lived in Yathrib, now known as Medina. He was respected and revered by the people, irrespective of the tribes they belong to, irrespective of the religions they ascribe to or subscribe to. They respected and revered Abdullah ibn Salam, formerly known as Al-Hussein ibn Salam. In fact, he was known for his piety and goodness. His upright conduct and his truthfulness was something all the people attested to. Just as like when we were learning about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we said even the people referred to him as Al-Amin, the trustworthy, the truthful one, and they kept their valuable belongings with him. Even when they had not believed in him as a messenger or as a prophet of Allah, the people still kept their valuable belongings with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so did the people respect and revere Abdullah ibn Salam. This was someone who had learned the Torah and had told his followers and his family that a prophet will come that will come and complete the message of the previous prophets. He was in Medina, as I said, formerly known as Yathrib. He was there on top of his date palm. That is what he usually does. In the morning, he read the Torah, he will teach, then he will go into his garden and then attend to the things there. Then later on, he'll come and worship again. That was what Abdullah ibn Salam was doing as a Jewish rabbi. So he was on top of his date palm when a man announced the arrival of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam at Quba. Then he just shouted, Allahu Akbar. This was someone who had not embraced Islam. His auntie was sitting under that date palm tree. Then, like we usually say in our local parlance, when you want to curse someone and you say you suffer. So she shouted at Abdullah ibn Salam and said, you suffer. Why do you say this? Why do you even say this about someone you hardly know? So he got down from the date palm and said, "Calm down, my auntie." Then the auntie said, "Why should I calm down? Is he the same person you have been talking to us about, that he will come and complete the message of the previous prophet?" They said, "Yes, I want to believe so. But I'll first go and have a first-hand information about the one who has come, to verify, to confirm if he is the one." So according to Abdullah ibn Salam, he went into the presence of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he saw Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam preaching to the people. And the first sermon or message he heard from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was that spread peace, share food, that is feed the people, and pray during the night whilst people are asleep, and you enter into paradise. Those were the three things Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. Spread peace, that is, if you meet ourselves, we should greet ourselves with the salam, assalamu alaikum. Yes, we should spread it. Share food, we should feed those who don't have, and we should pray during the night when people are asleep, and by so doing we'll get the opportunity to enter paradise. When he saw the way Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was interacting with his followers, then he embraced Islam and came and told his wife and children and his aunt also to accept Islam, and they also accepted Islam. But he asked them to keep it as a secret, not to make their newfound religion known to anyone. Then he went to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, "You know, my people, they are fond of lying. I don't want them to know that I've embraced Islam. If they get to know that I've embraced Islam, they are going to say all sorts of things against me. But I want you to hide me in one of your rooms and invite the Jewish community and ask them what they know about Abdullah ibn Salam. Listen to their testimony before you tell them I've embraced Islam." So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he invited the Jewish community in Medina to his place, and he asked them, because at that time he was known as Al-Hussein bin Salam. It was the prophet who changed his name to Abdullah bin Salam. So he asked them, "What do you know of this man?" They said, "He is a noble person. He comes from a noble family. He is learned. So was his father. He is very pious. He does this, he does that, he does that." So then the Prophet ﷺ asked them, "If you come to know that this noble person has embraced Islam, what will you do?" They said, "God forbid, he will never embrace Islam. Why should he embrace Islam? He will never do so." Then Abdullah ibn Salam came out of the hiding place and said, "Yes, O assembly of the Jews, I have accepted the message of Muhammad, and I ask you also to accept his message." Then they said, "Curse be upon you. You are a liar and the son of a liar. You don't even come from a noble family. You are not a good person." These were people who had previously testified about the nobility of Abdullah ibn Salam. These were people who said he was pious, he was learned, he was a good person. But as soon as they heard that he had embraced Islam, they said, "No way." But he kept on with his belief, and he learned Islam and taught the people. Even as we are wrapping up, the lesson I want us to pick from the story of Abdullah ibn Salam was the fact that the people could even testify about his truthfulness, his piety. It was the fact that he had embraced Islam that made them begin to say all sorts of things against him. Let us live by the tenets of Islam so that even the enemies of Islam can testify to our piety. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Bismillah.